I pressed it.
Yay.
Alright, there's no sound effects because we have to upload this directly.
Yeah, no editing this time.
Yeah, unfortunately,
So
because
live
I have to go to work like really early, and the time change. I'm very tired.
Me too.
So you'll have to do the sound effects for us. Can you do that? Are you ready? I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling. What?
Well, I always tilt my hat. But
Oh, you don't have a brim?
I didn't have a brim, so I was trying to tilt the beanie and it didn't work.
And this is your Raw review for November 7th, 2011. 2 weeks away from Survivor Series. And they are in Liverpool. I got a piece of hair out of my mouth and I kind of choked on it. For Liverpool for the first time, as they tell us anyways, but we never can be so sure about WWE because sometimes they lie to us and tell us things like John Cena has never lost a last man standing match.
Or they also tell us stuff like two ginormous dudes have never collapsed the ring before.
Yeah, they have said that before. Yeah. Even when they put it on the OMG DVD.
Yep.
Golly.
Anyways. So it opens up, Cena comes out, gets a little WrestleMania promo because tickets just went on sale.
They broke the records, but they didn't tell us what records they broke, so it must have not been that impressive.
Probably true. Anyway, so he says, The Rock's coming next week, he couldn't make it tonight, everybody's like, oh.
Gives the wink.
Oh. Yeah. But he says, we need to talk about tonight, because The Miz and R-Truth are going to be against me and a future Hall of Famer.
So we're thinking, future Hall of Famer, wait, is he talking about The Rock again? He's talking about tonight, right? I mean, what? Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and then, Miz and R-Truth come out and you're like, you embarrassed us last week, we're going to get you now. And a verbal battle ensues. So then, The Miz steals The Rock and Cena's catchphrase, which I thought was clever.
He even said it really well, because that's what
it doesn't matter who your partner is, your time is up.
Your time is up, my time is now.
So that cracked me up. And then him and R-Truth went and attacked John Cena. They did the beatdown, and then Ryder comes running out, and I guess we should have known that Ryder was going to be his partner because he was supposed to be his partner last week, then he got beat up.
That's true, he did.
But anyway, so Ryder comes out.
So that's the future Hall of Famer?
I was unsure about that.
I guess so. I mean, so many people haven't gotten the Hall of Fame like Macho Man Randy Savage, and we're sitting here talking about how Zack Ryder is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Macho Man didn't get in the Hall of Fame?
Nope.
Yeah, be kidding me.
That's true.
It's ridiculous.
He never has. Yeah, isn't that like mind-blowing?
It really is.
I'm sure that he will this year.
Well, yeah.
But, anyways, go ahead and continue with that little side note that just crushed your soul a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I was just like, come on, man. Not that I don't like Zack Ryder. I think he's awesome.
But, I mean, come on now.
I mean, and he could be, but it was just, I don't know, it was weird. Well, anyways, so they get better, or Ryder rescues him, and they emerge victorious. So then we have a little side cut showing some Beatles stuff, which I thought was cool. And we had Michael Cole singing The Yellow Submarine, which was not so cool.
Yeah, and they were talking about being in the first location that they recorded, or played or whatever. And of course, they didn't do Yellow Submarine until much, much, much later. I think they were in the United States by that time.
Thank you, Chronix, for showing off your knowledge of rock music.
Everyone should know about the Beatles. But of course, Michael Cole was just being a jerk, just saying the wrong thing.
Funny.
But anyways,
they did have a giant Yellow Submarine thing with the Beatles. But anyways,
first match of the night.
Dolph Ziggler versus John Morrison.
And how many times have I said, I am waiting for that WrestleMania 5-star match with John Morrison, Dolph Ziggler, but we didn't get it tonight.
But we had this awesomeness thing because, okay, look, let's go through the dramatic moment. Let's go through everything. We'll go through everything. First, so Cole is really promoting Morrison's losing streak and the article, which we covered in our John Morrison Weekly update.
That's true.
That we uploaded yesterday.
We uploaded it today.
We uploaded it earlier today. Anyways, and he talks about that the whole time. He never shuts up about that.
And they keep talking about it, and it's funny because we talked about that in our video.
Yeah, and he says, well, John Morrison just has to win tonight. Dun, 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 dun. So anyways, so there's the usual awesome John Morrison cool spots with the flips and the whatnot and the elaborate moves. And then it goes back and forth. Dolph puts in a submission. Morrison comes back and almost pins.
Yeah.
But no, He tries to hit the...
So many times in this match, there's like, I thought that Morrison was going to lose.
Yeah, I know. It was a really good match. And then, so Morrison tries to hit the Starship Pain, but no. And Ziggler does a really good move where he puts him into a sunset, does a sunset flip and pins him up. And then Morrison flips over. And then they do this, like, pin cycle. It's like, pin. And we were like, oh my gosh. So then, Morrison finally pins Dolph. But who's distracting the ref? It was Vicky.
Vicky Guerrero. Oh,
so it was like, oh no. And then Zach hit him hard and goes in for the pin, and we were like, it's over. But then John Morrison flips him up, and John Morrison wins.
Just like we predicted.
Just like we said. High five.
Kapow. We said if they were going to bury him, they wouldn't have him on TV, and if they're going to be making stories about him and talking about him all the time,
and
about how he's losing,
they were
of course.
building him up through putting him down. Because the fans got behind him, and now he can recover and get on the upswing, just like Michael Cole said. And us.
Amazing!
Hooray! A great
Morrison finally wins a match. He beats the United States champion. Ka-ching. Now, Dolph Ziggler is on the losing streak. Now we move on to wellness policy himself.
New Batista.
Oh my gosh, Mason Ryan. If Evan Bourne's get wellness policy, I mean, do we not randomly drug test a guy that looks like this? I mean, would that be profiling? I mean, seriously. Seriously.
Oh my gosh, Steroid King.
Versus...
They do this freaking...
No, versus JTG.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Oh, when I saw him in the ring, I started laughing. Like, I was like, he's gonna get beat. Like, oh my gosh, it's sad. He used to be in Crime Time and it was cool. Oh man, I don't know. I was reminiscing on Twitter about Crime Time. And
they showed this Mason Ryan video package, which was like steroid.
I know. I wonder what JTG was doing during when they were showing that.
I don't know.
Before his match.
Maybe JTG was secretly proud of himself that he's not going to die when he's 40 years old.
I don't know, but of course JTG gets squashed.
Well, they had to do this though because apparently Mason Ryan is from Wales, which is apparently close to Liverpool. That's what the WWE said. I don't know if that's actually true, but you know, some of our foreign viewers can let us know if that's true.
Sure. Sorry, we don't know your geographical regions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know where all the states are in the United States. So
this is a good point.
You do.
I know where most of them are.
You're really good at geography.
I actually don't like geography.
Oh, really?
I'm just better at it than
you know all the state capitals.
Most of them. Well, they made us memorize that in 4th grade.
That's true, but I forgot them. Well, now we see the Bella Twins, and guess what? Zack Ryder runs through, so now they're faces again. They weren't faces. They are faces. They go on SmackDown, they're not faces, but now they're faces. So is it Zack Ryder that makes them faces? I don't know.
It's extremely confusing.
What is going on with the Divas? But the Divas don't end. We'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah. And then, Nigel Cole makes an announcement that JR's not there because the airport wouldn't let him bring his barbecue sauce.
Well, I was just happy that he wasn't going to be in a segment. But then they said for sure that's going to be on Monday night. So I'm thinking, no. Hopefully The Rock or somebody will come in and something needs to end it. I still think that the TV killer.
But it's just the Michael Cole challenge. It might not be a match. And that would be okay. It could be like a battle of words or something.
We already know that when you bury JR, people get very upset.
I know that.
And people quit watching because no one wants to see that.
I don't get that. It's crazy.
People love JR.
I mean, I know, and I think JR is cool.
It's like the greatest announcer ever. I mean, well, yeah. He pretty much is. In recent memory, yeah. Now we get Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. Oh, poor Kofi. And he's holding the tag team championships, and I'm like, what?
But he's holding the tag team championship solo.
Yeah. I thought for sure he was going to lose the belt. So now he's the single, he only has the 1 cent championship. Because, the other guy is gone with the wellness policy. So we're going to hang on to that? That's not fair.
Del Rio puts him in the cross arm breaker. Kofi taps out. And then, of course, Del Rio does it again and keeps doing it. And poor Kofi's about to get his arm broke.
Kofi takes a nasty bump to the outside. At least from my perspective, it looked pretty brutal.
Kofi did?
Yeah, he took a spill to the outside.
Oh. Anyways. Well, then CM Punk comes to the rescue of Kofi.
Because he's just got the arm and he won't let go, I guess?
Yeah. And Michael Cole somebody kept screaming that Kofi's arm was going to get broke. So, anyways, the Punk comes out and he's like, hey, Del Rio. No. And then, he breaks it up and whatever. And then Del Rio's like, hey, Punk, you were supposed to ask me like a man, but instead you cowardly attacked me. Then Del Rio's not really getting any heat. was kind of, his promo was real flat, which Punk brought up later, but it was a very flat promo. So then he did the cheap heat.
But for Punk, though, I mean, people were all about Punk.
Yeah, people were all about Punk, but like Del Rio was
it was like the Rocky chants for CM Punk. It was crazy.
But Del Rio wasn't generating heat with his thing like real good, so he had to like resort to.
But you know, when Del Rio came out the first time, he was cheering him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay. I
was pointing that out.
Okay.
Reaffirming your point.
Thank you. But so he has to move to the cheap heat, calling everybody in the crowd stupid and all that whatnot. Yeah, I don't really like it when people go to the cheap heat. Like, I think that shows weakness.
It's just cheap.
It shows weakness.
It's not innovative. It's not creative. It's just
cheap. It shows weakness. I could go out there and, I mean, I could look at you and say you're stupid and then you get mad. I mean, it's not that hard.
I know, right?
Not that hard. Anyways, so Punk says, you know, hey man, I'm sorry for taking advantage of you, but you did the same thing at Money in the Bank. You hit me with a pipe, blah, blah, blah. Then he brings up an awesome point. Punk calls Del Rio one-dimensional and says all he does is say my destiny 800,000 times
and I never even really thought of that.
But he kind of does, and says that he doesn't have anything interesting or innovative to say, and that people don't even listen to him. Which, I started thinking about it, and I thought, that's kind of true.
I mean, yeah.
Because I wasn't listening to Del Rio at that exact moment in time. I was listening to Punk.
That's true, because, I mean, Del Rio's great in the ring and everything, but, I mean, he keeps saying the same thing. He hasn't changed at all.
He does. So I agree with Punk. That was a good, point, I guess.
But I mean, I guess that's part of his heel gimmick. You say the same thing until it just irritates people to the point they're just like, oh, they want to kill you.
I guess. But anyway, so then the beatdown starts. Punk starts beating him down, and then Ricardo Rodriguez comes out and takes the heat for Del Rio. I think
Rodriguez ends up getting a GTS, which was hilarious the way he bumped for that.
Yeah.
Now.
Then we have the Muppets recap from last week.
Oh boy, that was special.
It was.
Funny. Yeah, I liked that. I saw it on SmackDown recap, and I saw it again, and I got tired of seeing it.
I didn't get to see it, so take that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't even get to see Raw.
Exactly. So. That
was just for the people who missed Raw, SmackDown, and everything else.
Like me.
Yeah. Yeah, just like you. Now we get Jack Swagger.
Who apparently is your most favoriteest wrestler of all.
Hey, I was inebriated when I was making that Q&A video, and I quickly reframed and said that I did not mean to say that. It was an accident. It was an accident. He's not my favorite wrestler. I got the imagery of Kurt Angle in my head, and I just thought it was
still hysterically funny.
I need to delete that.
Anyways, Jack Swagger
versus Santino.
And I mean,
yeah, I could not care less for this match.
Jack Swagger won.
He got the ankle lock-in one. Yay, hooray! Jack Swagger, I don't
like him.
He does nothing for me. He looks like a big lanky nothing. I don't know.
He looks kind of awkward.
Yeah, and he has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
So, and he can't undo the Money in the Bank. I can't get over that.
And he can't, talk on the microphone.
But look, it's about to get better. It's about to get better because now we get a nice, perfect Diva segment. It's going to be Kelly coming out.
This is crap.
Take a note. Take a note. Kelly comes out wearing something more conservative than before.
Which I wrote down, it was kind of an unflattering outfit. It made her look fat.
I know, I'm telling you. But we gotta remember that.
But it made her look fat.
But remember, it's important.
That implies that you can't dress conservatively and still look cute. It's like she doesn't know how to dress conservatively and still look cute. Because that outfit made her look fat.
Anyways, she comes to the ring, and she says, 5 years ago I came in the WWE. And I thought, 5 years ago you came to ECW and did a striptease. Good job.
She is so useless.
Yes. Kelly just sucks.
She is the embodiment of every girl that other girls hate in high school.
Has no talent, little bimbo, gets everything she wants, goes straight to the top for doing nothing.
No, you do something. I
get what you say. Like what Randy Orton said and other WWE superstars have pointed out.
I mean, she
didn't get there on talent.
No.
Well, not wrestling talent.
Not in-ring talent.
I mean, there was probably some grappling.
Behind the curtains talent.
There's probably some on-the-mat talent.
There you go.
But, yeah.
You get what we're saying.
I'm sure she took some bumps. But, you see... Okay. Anyways.
Alright, so she comes out and gives the worst, most stupid, awful promo I've ever heard in my whole life.
Right, now, Beth Phoenix...
And I said... This was I called it. I was like, please let Natalya and Beth come out.
And then, boom.
It was like, bing.
Half a second later... So, there they come. They come and they get on the microphone, and now they're wearing their ring gear, which is like they're not dressed like Barbie dolls, so more confusion.
More confusion.
More confusion.
But anyway, so they start going on about how she's just a Barbie doll, and she has the Barbie doll look, and I'm so grateful for Ken, and it was pretty funny, but...
It was, but in this role, Natalya and Beth, the way that they have them positioned in this role, it's so unbelievable. They sound like they're just reciting lines.
They do.
But anyways, they're going to...
He says, Beth Phoenix says she's serving as an example for girls, the WWE divas are more than a pretty face and perkiness. And they try... Which, okay, I want to point out, we were on Twitter, and X-Pac said something interesting, which I thought was a good thought. A real X-Pac. Said that he finds it funny that... Beth Phoenix and Natalya have the politically correct message, yet they are the heels. Which I also think is weird, and I think that has to be because WWE is geared to more guys. Because guys are going to side with the pretty girl, mostly.
But they're not.
They're not?
Only the little kids like Kelly Kelly.
Only little kids like Kelly Kelly?
Like little boys.
Little boys. Alright, the little prepubescent boys are liking Kelly Kelly. That are just,
Like, I've never met anybody on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all the places, the social media networks that we are on, by the way, that like Kelly Kelly. They don't like her in-ring skills. They don't like the way she looks. They don't like her history. They don't like the way she's going or anything about her.
So Kelly Kelly's target market is the prepubescent boys.
I guess so, and maybe little girls. I don't know.
I don't think little girls. All girls are...
There are so few women in the crowd, period.
Most girls are born with an inherent hatred for girls like Kelly Kelly.
Unless they're just like her.
But
they probably don't watch wrestling.
They probably don't.
So I don't know where that target market is.
Whatever. But, that was... I kind of got sidetracked. But my point was that is weird. X-Pac, you are correct. Because you would think that everybody would be on Beth Phoenix and Natalya's side, and I think everybody is, except for the prepubescent boys or the adolescent boys.
Now, they're going to get in a big brawl or whatever, but Eve, Alicia Fox, I didn't know she was a face, and they come out for the save.
And then Beth Phoenix and Natalya run away. And I can't get over this, because Beth Phoenix and Natalya are like behemoth women.
Yes.
I mean,
when we saw, Natalya, I'd never seen her before in my life because I went through a period of time where I didn't watch SmackDown or wrestling very much in 2009, 2009, I guess. And when we went to that show in early 2010, I had never seen Natalya in my life.
That woman is huge.
And when she came out, I was like, holy crap, she could kick my butt.
She could. And so that's what, and Beth Phoenix too. Beth Phoenix is bigger than Natalya.
Yeah, well, she is.
That is big women. So you're going to tell me that these big, muscled up women are scared of these little twiggy pretty girls?
It's ridiculous.
It's unfathomable.
But anyways, okay, now back to the conservative outfit of Kelly Kelly. Now they reveal it to show that she's in a bikini, because normally she's already in a bikini, so it's like, oh, well, wow, that's really special.
Which was, by the way, a super unbelievably slutty cover.
She was just standing there.
No, she was not just standing there. She was sitting on the hood of a car with her legs spread apart.
I didn't see all that. But
anyways, it was very sexual and slutty.
Next we get John Laurinaitis introducing Kevin Nash because he's re-signed, because Triple H wanted him re-signed because they want to fight or whatever. Obviously, their issues at Bad Blood 2003 were not resolved when they went into a Hell in a Cell. Whatever. The exact same storyline, but repeated. Whatever. Nash says that he could be on top, he could still be WWE Champion if he wanted to be, which I'm thinking... No. And I think that one of the announcers, I'm not really sure, said on Twitter that he looked just like the Just for Men commercial, which really made me laugh.
It was just like a random person.
I think it was the announcer.
I thought it was a random person. But anyways, and because he says, I did this to Triple H because I called him and wanted to get back on the show, and he said no. Wah.
He's out there with Otunga or whatever his name.
That's after the Brodus Clay promo.
Oh yeah, Brodus Clay.
Okay. This is the stupidest promo ever. It's like right up there with Kelly Kelly's promo, because this is a video package promo. You got this fat dude Yes, I said fat. The dude is not like Mason Ryan with the steroids and the muscles. He looks like a giant tub of Marshmallow Man or something with a mohawk. So, I'm sorry, but Marshmallow Man with mohawk, you do not look scary. And
look at his face!
You look like a tub of lard.
He looks scary to me. He's got like this weird nose and weird brow. He looks like...
He does not look scary.
Like if I saw that guy, I would be like...
I wouldn't. I would be like...
What would you do? Go kick him...
Square in the nuts. Problem solved.
You are just too much.
But anyway, so, and then Chronix made the brilliant observation, because he's like, I'm the monster under your bed, and Chronix like, it's your bed, like, 6 feet in the air. I am sorry.
I'm just saying, my bed is like 6 feet off, or 6 inches off the ground, and I can't even fit under there.
I mean, I'm not trying to be all rude to, like, people that are overweight or anything. I'm just saying that, I mean, if you look squishy, you're not scary.
So he's teddy bear with an ugly face?
Yeah, he's like an ugly teddy bear.
He's an ugly doll.
Oh, he's an ugly doll.
He's a giant ugly doll.
Cute.
I'm never going to be able to look at him the same. Okay. Oh, wow.
Now you can talk about Otunga.
Anyways, well, he was just out there. He was trying to get legal advice from John Laurinaitis. He's just hanging around him or whatever. Now we get to see...
And then Punk was there, too.
Yeah, Punk showed up. And this was hilarious. Yeah. I don't know, somebody made said something, but Punk was like, what do you want, regular or unleaded? And he goes, kapow! And that was great. That's going to go on the funny list.
Yeah, that was because Otunga said he looked like a gas station attendant.
He does, though. I totally agree with him.
That he does, but it was regular or unleaded. Bam!
And then...
That was good.
Whoever came in there and...
It was Del Rio.
Del Rio came in there and hit Punk.
Randomly, out of nowhere.
He took a table bump that was so great. I mean... That was just incredible, because he hit the table and spinned around and stuff's going everywhere.
Popcorn flying in the air.
It was awesome. That is the funniest table bump I've seen in a long time.
And then, that's going to go on Greatest Hits collection or whatever.
Oh,
then the Zebra Patrol had to interfere.
Oh, the refs, yeah. Now we get the main event. And by the way...
Yeah. I saw an advertisement for National Medal Day on 11/11/11 on VH1.
Yeah, everything's on 11/11/11.
I wish that I had cable, because I would like to watch that. But anyways, go ahead. That was a side note.
You know, over here in England, they're so excited that they're
Over here in England?
Over there.
Okay.
Over across the pond.
Trying to help you.
I don't need any help.
You don't sound like you're from England or anything.
I'd give you an English accent, but I'd sound retarded. And I know a lot of people of you are over there, and
England.
You would be like...
Then, yeah, it would be like you trying to do a Texas accent. We would say no.
Y'all gonna do Raw review over there. Over yonder. Now we get the main event. I think my point was that everyone was very electric. I don't know if I said that. Everyone in the crowd really loved what was going on.
Oh, yeah, it was very,
everything.
very electric.
They loved CM Punk, and they're about to love some more stuff. Because The Miz and R-Truth, Awesome Truth. I like to call them Miz and Truth, not Awesome Truth. Because when you say Awesome Truth, it takes away from who they are to me. Because The Miz is so awesome, and R-Truth and his what, shut up thing is great.
It makes me think of like a Greek philosopher. This is the awesome truth.
Like Confucius?
The truth of life. No, Confucius is Chinese. I said Greek. I was thinking like Plato or Socrates or something.
Is that the stuff you play with? Play-Doh?
Don't talk to me anymore.
You make logs out of it?
No, Play-Doh.
You make donuts? Donut holes, anyways.
No, Chronix.
But anyways, Zack and Cena, the opponents. And, yeah, Zack Ryder got so many pops with the woo-woo-woo, and they wanted him in the match freaking bad.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't.
Cena was in the match, and everybody's
wait.
like, we want Ryder, we want Ryder. So he finally tagged him in. And then they had a super extra dramatic almost tag moment.
Did they?
They really did. It was really good. But, and before that, though, this was the greatness. Because Zack Ryder flipped R-Truth out of the ring.
Oh my gosh. He laid her right on his back, and then he went for the extra effect kapunk on the ground.
Kapunk.
And then, in typical Jared the King Lawler fashion, he wanted to see the replay like 10 times. Come on, man. He could have been concussed.
No, but it reminded us of the Royal Rumble match.
Royal Rumble 2000, where Taka Michinoku hit his face, boom, on the concrete. And Jerry the King Lawler proceeded to have it replayed like 15 times.
Like every 5 minutes.
They're like, say, nothing could be going on.
Let's see that clip again. Kapow!
Let's see it in slow motion. And then like JR's like he's on his way to the Providence like,
and Jerry's like, let's see it again, and then we go cuckoo.
Oh my gosh, poor guy.
I started laughing hysterically because that reminded me of that because they did show it like 3 times, like completely unnecessarily.
We get yeah, Ryder gets a chance to get the go Cena. Cena sucks chance. But how does this match play out at the end? This is a typical tag match. I wasn't too excited. And of course, I just don't really care about main events. They always seem to bore me, and I'm not really sure why. I really kind of enjoyed the way Raw goes.
It's your attention span.
My attention span goes off, and next week we're going to have a 3-hour Raw. And how are we going to be able to handle that with the time change? It's later than it ever is.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
We got to get back into how it ended because it was important.
R-Truth is holding down the feet of Cena, and he's like, no!
Yeah, because Miz pinned Cena, and then R-Truth held his legs down behind the ref's back where Cena couldn't kick out. And then they won. But I thought it was interesting because Cena's always, he's always, a good sport. Because, he was, laughing when they walked off. It was weird to me.
But next week is going to be the 3-hour special, and The Rock is going to return.
I don't really want to watch Raw for 3 hours.
3 hours, but The Rock, you love The Rock. Oh, The Rock, I love The Rock.
Still think he's communist.
What The Rock? But The Rock is going to be there, and that's going to be pretty cool. And I guess
do like The Rock, but I still think he's communist.
Yeah, well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Because we're going to watch it, and it's going to be awesome. And then after that, there will be only 1 week to Survivor Series where The Rock will make his in-ring return, but in a tag match anyways. And we will be there next week to review the 3-hour edition of Raw, and we will see you there.